Am I the a-hole for cutting contact with my mom and autistic brother? I know the title sounds harsh, cold, even, but I'm asking this with genuine conflict in my heart. I, 19M, recently made a decision that has completely fractured my already fragile relationship with my mother, 45F, and my younger brother, 7M, and I need to know if I truly went too far. To start off, my mom and little brother have always been extremely close. Almost too close. It's like they live in a world where only the two of them exist, and the rest of us are just background noise. Some would say that's natural, he's the baby and I'm the middle child. But trust me, it goes way beyond that. There's always been a heavy sense of favoritism, and I've carried that weight for as long as I can remember. It all began making sense to me around my 13th birthday. My mom got me an iPad. I was ecstatic. It was probably the most expensive gift I'd ever received. But just a few days later, she took it away from me because I was failing science. And by failing, I mean I had a B-. At the time, I couldn't fight it. I was a kid, and I was told I didn't really own anything. But it still stung, especially when she gave the iPad to my 2-year-old brother instead. I don't even think he could say his full name back then, but somehow, he had full access to what was supposed to be my birthday gift. Within a year, the iPad was totally destroyed, cracked, soaked, dropped, smashed. And I had to sit there, quietly watching it unfold. Over the years, the favoritism only grew more obvious. I had to beg, literally plead, for new clothes, and when she finally agreed, it'd be limited to maybe 2 shirts and a pair of jeans. Meanwhile, my little brother was getting new outfits, shoes, and accessories like it was a subscription box arriving every week. I'm not even exaggerating. One time I remember wearing shoes with holes in them through winter because she said we couldn't afford new ones. Yet that same week, my brother got new sneakers that lit up when he walked. Now I know this is where people say, well, he's autistic, maybe he has specific needs. I understand that, and I've always tried to be patient, but there's a difference between providing for a child's needs and spoiling them into becoming a tyrant. And that's exactly what happened. He started getting aggressive. First, it was verbal. He'd call me names, rude, mean, unprovoked. But soon it became physical. He started hitting, and when I say hitting, I don't mean playful slaps. I mean punches. Hard ones. I work out. I lift weights. I train regularly. And this 7-year-old would still land hits that hurt. One time he broke my glasses. I didn't have the money to replace them, so I walked around with taped-up frames for an entire year. Another time, I had bruises on my stomach from where he repeatedly punched me during one of his meltdowns. I'd tell my mom, but she'd brush it off. He's just a kid. He doesn't know better. Stop provoking him. Meanwhile, I was being emotionally and physically torn down for things I couldn't even control. I was walking on eggshells, constantly checking myself, filtering my tone, measuring my words, just to avoid setting either of them off. Things really came to a head when my little brother turned 6. My mom got him an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let me repeat that. A 6-year-old got a brand new flagship phone. Meanwhile, I, a 17-year-old college-bound student with a scholarship and an AP capstone diploma, was still using a cracked, sluggish iPhone 11 that barely held a charge. I didn't even get a congrats dinner for graduating early. In fact, my mom missed my graduation entirely because she took my brother to see a movie to celebrate his pre-K graduation. I wish I were making that up. Despite all this, I kept trying. I kept showing up for Sunday dinners after I moved 5 hours away for college. I thought, maybe things will get better. Maybe she'll come around. But last week proved to me that nothing was going to change. It was a regular Sunday. I came over for dinner like usual, trying to keep the peace. At one point, I got up to grab a glass of water and gently asked my brother, "Hey bud, can you move over a bit?"
That was all I said.
No edge in my voice. No sarcasm. Just a simple request. He responded by kicking me in the groin and punching me in the face.
Hard.
I stumbled back in shock, not even angry at first, just stunned. But the worst part wasn't even the pain. It was my mother's response. She looked up from her plate, shrugged, and said, "Don't do that." To me. Not to him.
To me.
Like I was the one who'd done something wrong. Like I had provoked her golden child by simply existing. That was the final straw. Years of silent resentment erupted, and I lost it. I told her I was done being treated like garbage, done being ignored, and done watching her baby one child while neglecting the other. I told her this would be the last Sunday dinner she'd ever see me at. And yeah, I called my little brother a spoiled jackass on the way out. Maybe not my finest moment, but after everything, it felt earned. Since then, I've cut contact completely, blocked her number, left all family chats. I've been flooded with texts and voicemails, some from her, some from relatives, most of whom, surprisingly, are actually on my side. They've seen it too. They've all talked to her about how she treats me, and every time, she dismissed it as me being jealous or manipulative. Now she's playing the victim, telling everyone I'm a monster for yelling at an autistic child.
So here I am.
Sitting alone in my apartment, wondering if I crossed a line I can't uncross. I didn't want it to come to this. I wanted a family. I wanted a mom who saw me, too. But instead, I've had to walk away just to protect myself. So I ask you, am I the a hole?